Okay, we're broadcasting to 14 channels. And I say that so that you guys will know that you can go follow me across all those channels. That's why I say that every show. Feel free to go follow me across Hippie Chick across all of those channels. So that you'll get notified when I go live. Even when one of those channels goes down, there's others. So if you're missing my shows, you're probably missing that message. So, there we go. All right. Kaylin, what's up? Hippie Chick, thank you for the digit. Yes. Hey, Carrie. Oh, why are you in the hospital? Hey, Karen. All the ladies and Caleb. What do you guys think of that? Let's refresh the chat. So I don't have a chat number again. And, like this. And like this. I think that's good. Okay, there's my chat number. Very good, very good. Those plants are beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Russell Lobb. Whoever you are, new person in my chat. I could use some new viewers, since my old viewers don't want to come back anymore. Okay, I've never heard of any of those words, Carrie. I'm sorry. Blood won't clot. No platelets. Oh, my God. You won't get blood clots, so if you get cut, you could bleed to death? It's horrible. It's so scary. Oh, my goodness. You almost lost your leg? Holy shit. What a nightmare. I'm glad. Hopefully you're okay. I'm glad you're okay if you are. Yeah, I'm not too happy about this grow, man. Mark really fucked me on it. Put a lot of time, man, and dedication into it. Only to have, you know, whatever. Garbage. Fucking garbage. So, you know, I mean, I have no idea what it is. I have no way of knowing. Right? So I don't know how it's going to feel. I don't know if it's going to smoke. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. I don't know if it's going to get me high or stoned or anything. Or if it's going to be low THC content or it's going to be too much. I don't know. But when you put this kind of work into something like this and this much time and energy and effort into it, it's not just a pot in a, you know, in your fucking back porch with a little cannabis plant growing out of it. It's this fucking big. It's a big fucking deal. So when you're doing something like this, yeah, it sucks when you have a friend who's a fucking liar and just straight up lies to your face. You know, Mark will literally just lie to your face. And that's what he did this time. He lied again. Yeah, it's all OG Kush. It's all from the same plant. Lie, lie. So, yeah, you know how I feel when people lie to me, right? You know, I would have traveled some more if I wasn't doing this. It's just, I sacrificed a lot this year so I could do this. And, yeah, just, you get fucked, man. This guy fucked me. He won't come over and help. You know, he doesn't come over and water the plants. He's never even sprayed one time. You must have missed some stuff. Yeah, it's not OG Kush, bro. They're all different plants. I have no idea what they are. It's not very impressive. You know, especially after going to oak trees and seeing his trikes that are developing and looking at mine and realizing that I've got strains that are just bunky, you know? And I don't even know what they are. It's funny, Russell. So, that plant number 1, it's producing these giant buds, but it's sticky, but there's not a lot of trikes on it, man. I'm kind of concerned about it. I haven't been down there in 2 days because I don't want to go down there. I don't want to go look at the plants, you know? Well, the problem is, you know, I don't know what they are. You know? I don't know what they are. I don't know if I get a benefit from one of them or anything, how to seek it out in the future, you know? Plant number 1, plant number 2, plant number 3, plant number 4, plant number 5, plant number 6. That's what I've got. You know? And in the goddamn grow downstairs, there's all different kinds of plants down there, man. I don't know what any of them are. They all look different. Why would Mark fucking lie? So I'd put the plants in my grow. That's why he'd fucking lie. And when somebody says, hey, they're OG Kush, you know, they're Girl Scout cookies. They're fucking, it's the goddamn, you know, it's San Fernando Valley OG. You know, you're like, yeah, great, let's grow that this year. They mislead you, so he got to use my goddamn grow. That's why he fucking lied to me. So now he gets the, you know, the use of the grow. He gets a few pounds of cannabis. It doesn't cost him anything. He hasn't been over here doing anything for them. You know, and he gets to walk with, you know, 6 pounds or whatever for all my trouble. Let me tell you something else. This fucking thing with the girls with the eyelashes. Hey, look, if you're fucking cross-eyed and you're trying to hide that fact, okay, I get it. Otherwise, cut the shit, women. You look like fucking cartoon characters and you look stupid. Okay? You look like something I want to pick up and wipe my fucking floor with. Like a broom. So, the long eyelash thing, yeah, that's from the fucking late 60s, okay? And it died out for a reason, because it looks stupid. And I just want to tell all these dumb fucking cunts out there that are doing that, hey, go stand in front of a mirror for fucking 10 seconds and look at how stupid you look, you stupid fucking cunt. Are you fucking kidding me? You know, Joey, hey, Enoch, what's up, buddy? Joey Diaz put up a video on his Instagram, and it was of this chick, you know, and she's like all sexy, and she's just wearing a bikini. And she's got eyelashes down to her fucking cheeks. And I'm like, oh, she must be cross-eyed or something. She's trying to hide her fucking eyes, you know? So every time I see long eyelashes, I'm just going to assume cross-eyed bitch, and I'm going to call them that. Hey, look, another cross-eyed bitch trying to hide her fucking eyes. Hilarious. Stop. You know, go get the fucking surgery. You know, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Anyway, if you guys are looking for someone much more cheery than me, Dr. Cushman is live right now. He's sitting in his apartment or his house, chilling in L.A. He's putting on a really good show. And I want you guys, if you don't want to hear me yelling and screaming in your faces right now, and you want to go watch somebody who's cool and chill, and you just want to chill with somebody who's not all fucking amped up and on a cup of coffee like I am right now, he's pretty chill, man, and he's cool. I was really enjoying his show before I went live. I almost think like maybe I should have stayed there and just chilled with him, but you guys are more than welcome to leave here and go there. Just so you know. I know people don't want to sit and hear me. I don't even want to hear me scream right now. You know, so if you don't want to hear it, I'm fine with that. Run along, and the adults will sit here and scream and process. All right, kids? You kids go along. Go to the kids show, and the adults will stay here and talk adult shit. You love the show? Oh, well, thank you, Nick. I think the fake fat lips are even worse. Yeah, they are just as bad. I would say fat lips, stupid eyelashes, same thing. You're trying to make up for something. You know? Girls that wear long eyelashes are definitely trying to overcompensate for something. They're overcompensating for something. Jason Moody. What got me amped up? Probably somebody doing this on purpose. Don't be so presumptuous, bro. Nobody's done anything on purpose, bro. I came in here and I just was talking about some stuff. You think I'm that weak-minded of a person that if I'm in a bad mood or if I'm yelling or I'm processing, that it's because someone made me feel this way? Is that how much of a pussy you really fucking think I am, bro? You calling me a pussy? What exactly are you trying to mean by that fucking statement? Nobody said anything to trigger me, dude. I came in here and I'm talking about some shit that fucking pisses me off. Welcome to goddamn Nays Garden, bro. Kirk. Thank you, Kirk Conger. I appreciate you, bro. Billy, reminds me of wax lips. Remember that? What the fuck was that crap? I know, didn't you fucking eat those or something? I can't remember, man. I can't remember wax lips. Fucking weird shit. I can't remember. I was too young. Anyway, like I said, man, I highly recommend Dr. Cushman. For those of you who want a nice... Jason's like, my bad, geez. It was your bad, bro. Don't be so presumptuous, man. Don't assume that I'm so weak-minded. You know, that I came here to be fucking trolled. I'm not here to be trolled, bro. I'm here to process some information. Just because I'm spouting off some shit doesn't mean some troll had a fucking hand in it. Don't assume that shit. It was your bad. It really was your bad. Now you're the one that got fucking called out, you know? Isn't that funny? You wanted it to happen, it happened to you. It's almost like you were begging for it, Jason. It's almost like you wanted it, Jason. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? It's like you wanted me to yell at somebody and it ended up being you. See how that worked? What's up with ASMR ear licking on Twitch? How the fuck is that legal? It's fucking nuts. I don't know. I saw that ASMR stuff. I had to look it up to see what it meant. And I was like, this is the opposite. Whatever ASMR is, this is the exact opposite of this. So I just want to... I want to congratulate... I should go, I'm sorry, I got to go. You're hurting my feelings. Later, Jason. Don't be so moody next time. That was a long setup, I know, but it was worth the punchline. Oh, fuck! Dude, that was the best fucking live stream chat joke based on someone's name I've ever pulled off. That was the fucking best. I'm still applauding you guys for not being such pussies and going after the ASMR bullshit. No, you don't mind when somebody's a little passionate and angry and fucking processing some fucking emotion, some raw, real emotion. And I'm a little frustrated today, so I'm yelling and screaming a little bit. Yeah, let's do a dab or a bong rip. What do you guys say? Your meth TikTok video? I haven't seen it yet. Billy, what did you do? The wax is sweet and flavorful. Yeah, I thought people used to, like, eat on those or something. Alright, so, I don't know where I heard that. Isn't that weird? So, wow. Hey, everybody just calm it down. Hey, Dommy Dom. Hey, Dom, I saw you over there at Dr. Cushman's. You said Nays Garden. Thank you for that. He always gives me a shout out. He's so good, man. But yeah, I mean, he's usually out on the street, wild and crazy guy. But today he's home in his house doing dabs, just talking to the audience, real chill stream, man. You guys would like it, man. I know I went live. I only saw one of you over there. It was Dommy Dom Dom. And I was glad. I was like, hey, man, at least one of my guys, you know. If I died today, dumb would be watching somebody on fucking YouTube that's live. You know? And that makes me happy, and that's why I tell you guys about these other podcasters. I'm not the only channel, guys, and I want you guys to, you know, I'm not going to be around forever, and there should be other people that you guys watch, man, and why not be people that I recommend? The people that inspire me, the people that I love, the people that I think are going to make you laugh or enrich your lives or educate you, you know? And you're getting it right from me, bro. And if these people, that's the other thing, if these people are enriching me, why the fuck do so many of you feel like they're not going to enrich you? You give them a chance and you just don't get it, so you move on. Man, that's not what podcasting is, man. You develop a relationship with a podcaster over time. You don't fucking put all your eggs in one basket. You don't put all your eggs in one show and give this guy 5 fucking minutes to impress you. And if he doesn't, then you're out of here. Let me tell you something. If you're like that, you're a fucking piece of fucking cunt garbage. That's what you are. You know, you got if you see something, you like something, whatever, you're on Twitter, it made you laugh, it made you giggle, and you give it a like and you keep going and you don't follow that person, well, then you're never going to see anything else that they probably put up on Twitter. See how that works, man? When you guys take that moment to go that extra step, you get introduced to so much more. And, you know, if you want to sit home and watch, The Price is Right, you know, or mainstream media news, or whatever the fuck on YouTube, I don't give a fuck, and you're happy with that, fine. You know, if you want to spend your life and do fucking get nothing done and just be pathetic and be sad your whole life, fine, man. That's fine. I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. But I get so much out of podcasts from other people's podcasts, man. I don't just... And I'm going 3 times a day, and I still have time to fucking tune into other people's shows. You know, when they're live, I love seeing that. But then again, you know, I like podcasting. What can I say? I like being an audience member, and I like being the guy that's doing the podcast. I like both of them. You know, it's fun for me. And I realize it's not as fun for other people. So whatever it is you're into, whether it is what I'm into or not, cool. You know, when I'm gone, you'll have access to whatever the fuck, and you'll look for things, and you'll know how to find them, and it's not on me to have to introduce you to these people and shit. But it's just a shortcut, you know? Just a shortcut. Just like Hill D, you know, it's a shortcut to making your life better. Some of you might not want to hear it from me that you should be wearing masks or go get your vaccinations. But go listen to fucking gorgeous Hill D, who just lost her father to COVID, and maybe she can entice you into doing it. You know? Cheers to that, Nate. Calliana, thank you, Callie. Thank you, honey. I saw from your lives, bro. I was instantly hooked for life. For the rage and passion. I inspire you being who I am. Yeah, well, there's a few of you. But not a lot, and that's cool. You know, my audience has gotten so small lately. And I know the big channel is down, and I know that that's the source of most of my viewers. But at the same time, my viewers are just so unsupportive, man. I don't like to get too much into that, but they're so fucking unsupportive. Oh, God. Based my whole show on cannabis, and, you know, while I rise above the buzz, a lot of people can't. You know, and I'm just starting to figure this out. People can't rise above the buzz, man, and fucking motivate and activate and do shit. And they're just like, they're vegetables, man, sitting there on the other side of their goddamn smart device, you know? And I can't see you guys. I don't realize how fucking doped out you guys are. And when I say doped out, I'm not referring to cannabis. I'm just referring to your inability to fucking pay attention to things that are being said to you, man. Like a dummy, a dope. Doped out, low IQ, no motivation to learn another goddamn thing. I can't throw you a lifeline, man. You know, and I can't even reach the people who are. That's what really drives me crazy. Is there are people out there. I was just in Dr. Cushman's, bro, and he was chatting with so many people. They were all asking questions. He was answering questions. They were talking. I got involved. It was nice. People talking. You know, it's cool, right? Not my crowd, not my audience at all. There's no conversation going on here ever. It's so boring. I'm so not stimulated. And I'm losing the ability to stimulate you guys. So, my bad. Like Kevin Moody said, my bad. I don't know what else to do or say, man. Your numbers are speaking volumes to me every time I go live. And whether or not it's like, oh, well, I only catch you on the main channel, or you're just too fucking lazy, it doesn't really matter to me, does it? The fact that you're not here is really all that matters. That's the fucking end result. And it doesn't matter what the fucking reason is, because I know there's so many reasons why some people don't show up. And sometimes it's got nothing to do with me. I'm just sick of fucking trying to figure it all out, man. You know? I'm all over the place, and it's not the same thing every show, and if you can't deal with that, you can't deal with me, I guess. There's no excuse for only following on one channel? Oh yeah, there is. There's a great excuse, Nick. Ignorance and laziness, bro, or the inability to listen to me when I'm telling you something. Just giving you simple instruction. Yeah, there's plenty of excuses, bro. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't just for all. Cheers. But I'm not really upset about that. A lot of people think they're going to get a bigger hit if they stick this into the oil. And let me tell you, you want to fuck up your hit, that's the fastest way to do it. You'll clog it, you'll cool it down, and you won't get the good hit, right? And that's what Frank kept doing. He kept sticking that fucking thing right in the oil. I was watching him do it. Trying to get a huge hit. You want a huge hit on a nectar collector? Just touch it to the pile, barely. And the pile where it's touching it will melt and stream right into the nectar collector tube. You stick it in there, and then the whole tube gets caked, oiled up, and literally clogs up. I just tried to hit out of this thing. I had to unclog it because they were fucking misusing it. If you use it correctly, you won't have those issues. You know? A nectar collector will give you the best hit, but you got to treat it with respect. It's about getting that tiny little stream of oil to just touch the metal in one spot. Let the rest of that metal thing stay hot. As soon as the oil gets all over that metal, it cools it down so fast, you stop getting a hit. The oil still goes in there, but it's not burning as much, and it starts clogging up the hole. And then you can't do a hit at all. I think I unclogged this now. So it'll hit again. But you can see there shouldn't be that much oil inside my nectar collector, man. You know, that's just being greedy and unnecessarily. And what you end up doing, hey, Teula, welcome. Did the show just for you again, Teula. Unnecessary. And what you end up doing is not getting the fucking hit you want. You know, so I do the first hit, pass it on, and I'm like this. I'm fucking wasted. And they want to keep doing hits and keep doing hits, and they're not fit. They can't figure out why they're not getting high and why I'm so fucking high. You know? Hey, man, you want the best tasting hit you've ever hit? Get a fucking nectar collector. Get a water-cooled nectar collector. I can't see using anything else, man. Whether I'm in California, here at home, at my mom's house in Orlando, all my friends around, we all use that nectar collector. How do you clean it? You take it apart, put alcohol in it, you rinse it out, you put it in a little dish, and then you evaporate the alcohol, and you save it, and you make triage oil out of it. There's plenty of oil in there. You could smoke that oil. That's reclaim. That shit right there will probably taste good. It's probably still got terps in it and everything. But, oh, what a horrible waste, man. That oil should still be there. What a horrible waste. None of that oil got burnt. None of that oil in there got burnt, man. It walked right up that whole tube. Like a straw, like sucking Coca-Cola out of a glass. The best flavor. The smoothest hits. So much better than an e-nail. It looks delicate to take apart. It's fucking two pieces. The metal piece and the glass piece, they separate when you unclip the blue thing. The blue clip comes right off. The metal drops out, and boom, then the glass sits by itself. It's two pieces. And the metal generally doesn't need to be cleaned because it gets so hot that heating up the metal cleans that out. Clean this out, you're good to go. This is going to be needed to be cleaned pretty soon, actually, because of all of that use. It just got abuse, I should say. It got abused. But when you guys are using a nectar collector, remember that. Don't just stick it in the pile. This is what happens. That's what happens when you do that. That's why my nectar collector never looks like this. But I recommend, if you want to do dabs, man, that's the way to go, man. The nectar collector is so good. Industrial Revolution style, simple, strong design. Right? It's a plumbus. The plumbus is made perfectly. And Jim left me this. He's like, we don't want to take this back with us on the plane, bro. Why don't you just keep this? I'm like, bro. I'm hoping it focuses here soon. There you go. Diamonds, guys. Jim gave me diamonds, bro. Look at all that. Fucking crazy. Do you save the reclaim? See, this is what I mean. You're not listening to me, Karen. I'll say it again. You take the reclaim, you make triage oil out of it. You can smoke it. The phlegm out, because that's what holds all the phlegm juice. And phlegm juice is bad. The plumbus. Everyone's got a plumbus. She says sorry. You got kicked off again? You got shitty internet like me, huh? Actually, my internet's been good ever since I started throttling myself. So, I had to do a lot of stuff around here to make it work. But I figured it out, man, and now I have plenty of bandwidth all month, man. I got it all figured out. I got, you know, when I want to do an interview now, we got plenty of bandwidth, and it won't be fucked up. I have 250 gigabytes a month now. It costs me $600, I think. I think I'm paying $300 on each. Something like that. $600 a month, man. So I can do this fucking show. And I don't ask you guys for a fucking penny. It costs me $600 a month in bandwidth right now. I'll never ask you guys for a penny. I got this. I got it. You guys don't have to give me shit. The benefits of being a millionaire. I wonder if those cunts at PG&E ever gave me my money back. Give me back my money, bitch. Hamburger hash. Okay, Karen. Bye-bye. Trendy Nick, you're welcome. Please continue to not ask me for money. I will continue to not ask you for money, Billy. I don't need your money. Money. I don't need money. was thinking about that today. I was kind of bored, and I was like, hey man, if I wanted to, I could get on the internet and I could start trading crypto and make some money. And I was like, don't want to. Don't want to do it. I don't need the money. I don't want to do it. So I got the dog. I put him on the quad, which I never do. And I took him for a drive. We went into town on the quad. Went up to the store. Saw my store. Saw the mail lady. Asked her if I had any mail. She said no. We turned around and we came back. It was nice. We had a nice drive. Me and the doggy. He had fun. He's exhausted now. I took him all over the place today. Took him for a hike this morning. You know, it was nice. I haven't been working out. I kind of hurt my back a little bit about a week ago. It got better and I started working out again. Everything seems fine. But I've just been taking it easy the last few days. And I haven't really been assessing my progress at all. I haven't been looking at myself. And just kind of just taking a little break, you know. But I miss it now. And it's like I want to start doing sets again. I want to start. It's funny how you miss that, the feeling after you work out. While you're doing it, it sucks. While you're actually doing it, it sucks. But as soon as you're done and your muscles are all tensing up and shit, that feeling's amazing. You know, and then you're walking like fucking, like Chip Diamond. I'm up here. This is where I reside. I don't know why guys are like this. I'm up here. This is where I reside. You know what I mean? This is where I reside, pal. You know what I mean? It's my level. This is where I level off. A Chip Diamond finds its level. Shut up. Chip Diamond. I'm starting to get fucked up and feel better. Took me 30 minutes, but that's okay. I was in a bad mood. Not a bad mood. I was just, I was a little irritated when I started this show. I was a little irritated. And, not at y'all. Not at really YouTube or crypto or my grow or... Do you know what? Mostly irritated around loneliness. Just being locked down and not having a girlfriend and just being fucking so isolated. I'm getting, you know, and having my friends over for the last few days, it made me realize how much I am missing hanging out with people. And so I got like a, you know how you get like a sugar crash when you have a whole bunch of sugar? I just had a friend's crash. And now I'm angry at them for abandoning me. That's why I'm attacking them for the way they use my bubbler. I'm mad at them because they left me. They've abandoned me. And I've got abandonment issues. Helps you not feel alone. Did they go home? Yeah, those motherfuckers are on a plane right now, man. Can you believe the audacity? How dare they? I didn't even realize why I was so irritated. I just figured it out. I'm like, why am I lashing out at Frank, man? I love that guy. I start thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I'm mad because they left. When I was dating, it was very important to do 50 push-ups before I left the house. Pushes your chest and arms out temporarily, that little bit extra. When you were dating? That's funny. 50 push-ups before you left the house? I usually do 50 cranks before a date, bro. 50, it all works. You know. We didn't smoke enough, lol. Damn, we didn't smoke enough, lol. That's funny as fuck, lol. Oh. Yeah, man. Maybe do some fucking reps. Just plank it up there now. Just planking it. Wonton soup! Oh, dude! Man, my ex-girlfriend Donna used to make me wonton soup, man. she used to make the best wonton soup, bro. It was like it was just out of a goddamn restaurant, man. Like the finest Chinese restaurant you ever went to. Oh, God. Her wonton soup was amazing. And then sometimes she would just make wontons. And we would just eat wontons with sauces. We had different sauces. We used different sauces. Yeah, I know. Dude, I can literally feel the blood pulsing through my arm right now. I can feel like the veins pumping blood through my arm. Just from that one set. It feels good. It feels tight. My stomach feels nice and tight. Look at that. Not bad, man. These are going away. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get rid of all this. I bet you I can, though. Because I'm pretty close. I feel like I'm close. Joel, what's up? Wonton soup is awesome. What am I smoking today? Dude, I've got whatever we've melted down into this dish, and I just took my dabber and I scraped it all up again. Remember I did it yesterday, guys? And it all melted down into a big puddle again, and I took my dabber. I got in there, and I scraped up all of that. And I'm just sticking the dabber around those. Well, dude, as beautiful as your wife is, bro, she could try to poison you. That's cool. You got to have give and take in a relationship, bro. Give and take. God, I miss that feeling, man. Ah. You know what I mean, bro, Tato Chip? Bigger's better, bro. You know what I mean, Professor? Feels good, man. God, it's been, I guess because I had guests over and shit, you know, just taking it easy, and now it's like I want to start doing this again. Oh, and you know what? They're the first people to say something to me about my weight, Frank and Jim. They both, as soon as they saw me, they said, bro, you have lost some weight. You look fucking great. I was like, are you kidding me? Come here. Bring it in. Give me a hug. I was like, you guys are the best. No one's told me that yet, man. I've lost 30 fucking pounds. Nobody said a word to me. I mean, people in my audience have, but nobody in real life has. Nobody. I have to say to them, hey, man, I've lost some weight. What do you think? And they're like, I must wear fat well, man. You know, nobody can fucking tell that I've lost weight. I think people will tell when I go back to Florida. Take my shirt off at the beach. They're definitely going to be able to tell then. They're going to be like, man, that good-looking muscular guy over there's got hair and a beard just like... Oh, my God! Okay. What? Ain't nobody's trying to do that anymore, pal. What are you even doing? Nobody's even doing it. Dude, let me know if that's bothering the computer sound. Computer, stop. Bro. My buddy Dave Humans, my buddy that I was hanging down at the beach with, that I made this pact with, that I said I'm going to get a six-pack, he just texted me yesterday during the live show. And him and I were texting back and forth, and I said, bro, do you remember that girl? Because he's not really like all in on it like you guys are. Because I've been telling you about this for months, and he only heard it one time. It's like, do you remember when I was down there and we were throwing the Frisbee around, we saw that girl that sticks her belly out? He's like, I just saw her last week, bro. He was laughing in the texting. He's like, I just saw her last week. Why? I'm like, you remember I said I was going to go back to California and get me a six-pack and come back and fucking pose up in front of her? And he's like, and I'm like, well, I got a two-pack so far. He's like, send me a picture. So I sent him a picture. He's like, right on, bro. It's like, right on. I'm like, yeah, it motivates me even more. It motivates me even more to do this. It's so fun. It's so funny. If it wasn't a joke, I probably wouldn't be doing it, but I'm so dedicated to humor. That's how you fucking do it. You find what you're most passionate about in life and then relate that to your workouts. Somehow relate it over. What's the thing you're most passionate about? Right? And then just shift it over a little bit. I'm passionate about being funny and entertaining people, right? Then we'll just shift that over. I'm passionate about cannabis. We'll just shift that over while I'm smoking cannabis. I'll fucking lift myself up out of my seat like this a few times. You know? It's getting easier and easier. It's getting fucking psychotically easier. To do that, I'm going to have to start putting weight in my lap to make it more of a challenge for my arms. I'm going to have Rogie sitting on my lap. That would be impossible, I'm sure. Lift myself up with Rogie in my lap. Oh, but I had to lift Rogan up the other day to put him in Jim's car at Oak Tree's house, and they were laughing about it. They're like, Nay, now we know why you're so fucking built up now. You got to lift that dog up all the time. And I went to pick up Rogan, and I kind of straightened my back out, and I kept my ass down when I did it. And I picked him up, kind of like a fulcrum. And, dude, I just scooped him up. It was so easy. And they were all like, whoa. I was like, boom, boom. I put him down. I was like, man, this is fucking easy. This is great. You know, having these muscles is cool. It makes things easier. Market up some supplements now. Nays 2-pack for sure. Yeah, let me tell you, you're definitely gonna get your 2-pack like this. Now, some people call it a 2-pack. I like to call it a 2-pack. But you're only gonna want to snort half a line of Nays 2-pack for sure. You're only gonna want to snort half a line because it is so ultra potent, and you will definitely build the muscle tone that you desire. You're gonna get it. You only snort half a line. I saw Kyle Kalinske talking about Alex Jones when he was younger. And I want to show you this part of this video because it's fucking hilarious. Now that I think about it. He found an old video of Alex Jones when Alex Jones was kind of a liberal. Oh, I must have been on another video watching it. On another channel, I mean. Okay, no problem. Find a... Did I? Okay, secular talk. Secular talk. Huh. That's weird. They're hiding secular talk now? On YouTube? They're making it harder to find his channel. So, a couple things we're going to point out right off the bat here. Where's the Alex Jones video? Oh, there it is. A couple things we're gonna point out right off the bat, okay, about this video.
So I have to give credit here to David Dole.
David Dole is a fucking blue wave douchebag. That's the first thing that I have to say right off the bat. David Dole is a fucking douchebag, shit lib, and listen to how Kyle refers to David Dole now.
So I have to give credit here to David Dole, my buddy of the Rational National, my buddy of the Rational National, my buddy of
Oh, that's your buddy? Why do you look away from the camera when you say it? Why do you hesitate when you say it, Kyle? Kind of weird, huh? It's almost like you've heard some of his bullshit and you don't want to claim him as your buddy, but now, oh, birds of a feather, right, Kyle? you're becoming a shit lib. And we're seeing the metamorphosis before our very eyes.
Of the Rational National. He...
Fuck the Rational National. He's irrational cocksucker.
I saw this on Twitter. This shocking clip of young Alex Jones.
Come at me.
He did a comparison. Look at what Alex Jones used to be like when he first started a career in broadcast or radio or whatever.
Okay, watch this.
Public access show or whatever it was.
Watch this.
Compare what he was like then to what he's like now.
And then listen to what Kyle says.
House, home, no.
That's Alex Jones, my friend. Now, this was before, of course, I started snorting only half a line of Super Male Vitality every morning. Now, of course, it has graveled up my voice a little bit. But the focus and the penetrating stare that I get when I'm snorting half a line of Super Male Vitality, I'm telling you, it's worth every gravelly note that comes out of my throat, my friends. Now, you're going to want to go to Infowars.com. You're going to want to go to PrisonPlanet.com. You're going to want to check out all of my material that I, Alex Jones, of course, like to put out there on the internet. You're not going to want to miss a second of that content. Now, remember, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. We've got the finest water purification, filtration systems on the planet. We've got some of the finest protein bars. Our protein shakes, the flavors are phenomenal. We've got super female vitality. We've got super dog vitality. We've got super cat vitality. We've got super boa constrictor vitality for your pet boa constrictors, folks. We've got it all over here at Infowars.com. You're going to want to check it out. Now, this is Alex Jones when he was younger, right?
Here we are at a council member's house, home, down here in Austin. And I'm not going to tell you their address.
And then they show Alex Jones. Then and
I
now.
will eat my neighbors. I'm not letting my kids die.
I will eat my neighbors. I'm not letting my kids die. I'm going to be honest with you.
I've extrapolated this out.
I've extrapolated.
I won't have to for a
I
few
won't
weeks.
have to for a few weeks.
Stuff.
I've got it all
But
figured
I'm
out in my
literally
head.
letting my neighbors down.
My neighbors.
You know what? I'm ready.
You know
My
what?
daughters
I'm
aren't
ready.
starving to death.
My daughters
I'll eat
are
my
not
neighbors.
starving to death.
See,
I'll eat my neighbors.
my superpower is being honest.
I'm a
I'll
little
eat your
overweight.
ass. I will.
I'm not watching Trending Day anymore. I'm not doing my arm exercises.
Combat model, optimum self-sufficiency.
I am
Probably the
the
leader.
model of
The
self-sufficiency.
point is,
You're going to want to go to Infowars.com.
because
You're going to
I'm
want to
somebody
snort only
who
half a line
is,
of
and
Super
I'm
Male
talking
Vitality in the
about
morning.
having to eat my neighbors. You think I like sizing up my neighbor?
Listen to this. Listen to
That's
this.
incredible.
Listen to this.
That's incredible.
Listen to
Allow
this.
me to join in with the chorus of people saying the following. What the hell happened to this guy, man? What happened, Alex? Guys, there was a time... I mean, you could argue that the point he's making in that old clip is sort of a left-wing point. He's just pointing out the hypocrisy of some, health official. Hey, look how they're living and they're finding somebody else.
Wait
a
for it,
much
folks. Wait for
less
it.
bad situation.
It's coming up.
I mean, you could
here
argue
we
he's
go.
actually doing good work there. Like, what he's doing is positive. Fresh-faced, a lot of people are pointing out, sort of good-looking.
Kyle, you look like a fucking pinched-faced monkey, okay? You are the most unattractive person, and you make yourself more unattractive with your stupid, moronic Forrest Gump buzzed haircut. You look like a cuck bitch, Kyle. Okay? You look like you're eating sardines that are rotten. All right? That's what you look like all the time. You're unattractive, Kyle. You're an unattractive man. All right? Your mustache makes you look fucking dirty. All right? Your orange skin makes you look like Donald Trump. And you look greasy and sweaty and disgusting all the time. You're not an attractive guy. Do you want to see a guy who looks good? You want to see a good-looking guy? That's a good-looking guy right there. When Alex Jones was younger, he was a good-looking guy. I'm going to give this motherfucker credit. When he was younger, he looked good. He had it going on. Now, you might fucking hate Alex Jones. You might disagree with every word that he says. But if you look at this man and you say, oh, yeah, he's not attractive. I don't find him attractive. You're full of fucking cunt shit. You're a fucking dead-ass liar. He's a damn good-looking man. Now, you want to see a fucking weasel pipsqueak-looking motherfucker? Look at that. And now look at this. Who's better looking? Young Alex Jones or today Kyle Kalinske? Who's a better looking man? Who's a better looking man? Alex or Kyle? Put it in my chat. Alex or Kyle? Old Alex or Kyle? Old Alex or Kyle? Who's a better looking dude? Be honest. Alex Trendy Phillip gets it. Nick Brown gets it. Alex Jones a better looking guy than Kyle Klinsky is today. With his stupid Forrest Gump haircut and his little pinched fucking face. And you know, fucking mouth expression all done. Alex Jones is a more attractive man. I'm waiting for one person to say Kyle in my chat right now. Just one person. Everyone thinks old Alex Jones is better looking. Who the fuck are you trying to kid out? I mean, Kyle. And this is the point. He'll fucking literally just misrepresent the facts that you can just look at. He's a good looking guy. Thank you, woman. Hippie chick. Yeah, he was a good looking guy. Alex Jones. He was a good looking guy. Fucking Texas dude. Looked good. Young, virile, fucking healthy looking skin. Nice hair. You know, dead set fucking eyes. He didn't look like a cuck bitch. Like a clown fuck. Like this guy. This guy's a fucking clown. He doesn't even take himself seriously. You know? Because he knows he's a fucking clown. You're in no position, bro, to be saying that Alex Jones was... Yeah, you might be able to argue that he was a good-looking guy. What? What did you just say? You don't know how to look at things and just call them for what they are anymore, Kyle? God damn, I miss you, bro. I fucking miss you. You used to be good.
Chorus of people saying the following.
A chorus!
What the hell happened to this guy, man?
A chorus of people.
What happened, Alex? Guys, there was a time... I mean, you could argue the point he's making in that old clip is sort of a left-wing point. He's just pointing out the hypocrisy of some, health official.
Here we go.
And look at how they're living, and they're finding somebody else for a
it warms us up for what he's about to say.
Bad situation. I mean, you could argue he's actually doing good work there. Like, what he's doing is positive. Fresh-faced. A lot of people are pointing out, sort of good-looking.
Sorta?
Sort of good look.
Sorta?
Sort of.
Sorta?
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 Sort of good look.
No, Kyle. I'm sort of good looking. You're an ugly little rat-faced fuck. I'm sort of good looking. And fucking Alex Jones, when he was younger, he's fucking drop-dead gorgeous, man. That motherfucker was pretty. All right? For you to even try to misrepresent the facts that Alex Jones used to look fucking goddamn like a Greek god. He did. He looked fucking great. Motherfucker looked great. I'm not gonna lie. The guy looked great. Why is that so hard for Kyle to just be honest with his audience and say, hey, he was a good looking guy? Why? Because even the simplest facts, he's gonna side with his cuck bitch fucking douchebag friend, the fucking rational cuck-faced douchebag, right? Who's trying to make fun of Alex. Oh, you could argue. People said. Dude, the fact is, he's a good-looking guy. Get the fuck past it, Kyle. He's better looking than you will ever be. Alex Jones was better looking than you will ever hope to fucking be. You're fucking a beady-eyed, rat-faced monkey boy. That's what you are. And the only person I can think of who's uglier than you is fucking rat-faced monkey boy David fucking Pacman. You're both ugly cuck bitches. And this guy right here, well, shit, if you guys looked half as good as him, you'd probably have 10 times as more followers like he does. Fucking hilarious. I'm gonna eat my neighbors.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Let's move ahead.
Me to join in with the cult
let's move ahead.
After he was a bodybuilder. God, Alex, the years have been rough to you, dog. What happened? That was 1995.
Okay, now that is true. Alex Jones is fucked up looking today. He used to be a good looking guy. And I'm going to tell you this. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Alex Jones used to have the looks, man. He did. And it kind of helps you understand him a little bit more. When you see where he came from and you see his past. He's like, oh, damn, that guy, man, women probably used to chase that motherfucker around. You know? It'll go to your head. You know, I know guys who are dead who used to be like that. And they're dead today. You know why? Because the thrill is gone. You know, they've lost that spark that they had when they were younger. And they base all of their happiness on those emotions, on those feelings of their past, without realizing that, hey man, we die as we get older. We die off slowly. And things go downhill, and you have to be ready for it. Joe Rogan does a really good... We should probably watch it. Joe Rogan does a good speech on it. Somebody put a bunch of stuff together that Joe Rogan said, but it just hits really hard. It's really good. He talks about, trying to reach your greatest potential when you're younger, while you're still healthy and virile, and while you can still do it. He says, because we grow old so fast. It's a great speech. Maybe we'll go to that later. Now, I don't know what else Kyle says here, so let's listen to a little bit.
That video came out. Look at how he looks now. Look at what he says now.
Look at you, squinty, ugly motherfucker.
Hey, listen. It almost makes me feel bad, because I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know if this
is... It almost makes you feel bad? Dude, my heart bleeds for Alex Jones, man. He's bitter. The world has turned him into a fucking monster, and that's sad. He used to be a beautiful guy. He was a beautiful guy, man. And the world and the things that he found out and the things that he thought he found out, the lies and the truths, turned him into what he is today. It made him into this bitter, contemptible, abrasive. I wouldn't even want to sit down and have a coffee with him off camera. I just wouldn't want to do it. I would feel very uncomfortable. He's not that kind of a person. This guy, yeah, I'd sit down with Kyle and I'd chill with him. David Pakman, yeah, I would. I'd sit down and have coffee with them. Alex Jones, I just figure you'd never be getting you'd never see the person that was there ever. There is such a disconnect. So I'm just talking here about aesthetics. I'm just talking about the way people look, and I'm talking about the fact that he can't seem to get past the fact that Alex Jones used to be a real good-looking guy. He hates Alex Jones's narrative so much that he can't even admit it, that Alex Jones was factually, documentably better looking than he'll ever be or he ever was. And I'll admit it. Yeah, Alex Jones was better looking than me. Fuck yeah, dude. You take me at my best, when I was the sexiest and I looked my best, Alex Jones was a better looking dude than me. The girls would have selected him over me at my fucking best. And Kyle can't seem to admit that. It's fucking weird. Isn't it weird? So he's lost his ability to be honest with you.
Unfair or not, but he might have serious, psychological issues that he's dealing with.
Oh, he does. Alex Jones does have serious psychological issues that he's dealing with, and it's sad. And we're all watching him explode in front of all of us. It's sad. I hate seeing it. He used to be amazing, and now he's a joke. And he helped inspire that goddamn January 6th riot. All kinds of shit, man. There's everything about Alex Jones today sucks. It sucks.
I've sort of aged him a lot and, made him get more and more extreme. But that's something else. There was a time, a lot of people in my audience might not remember this. The old school Secular Talk listeners will remember this, but there was a time when it was, everybody thought Alex Jones was...
Oh, we missed 710. Cheers, guys.
Because during the Bush administration, he hammered them. He was ruthless.
Oh, I did watch this.
He was vicious.
I watched this.
He, thought they were the faces of the Illuminati and the New World Order, and the neocons were evil.
The Bush administration
is massively anti-war.
Alex Jones was anti-Bush. And anti-war.
He was one of the big proponents, of course, of the 9/11 conspiracy theories, which said that Bush and Cheney and the administration did 9/11, and so most of his show back during the Bush era was beating up on the Bush administration,
no longer
beating up on
cannabis
neocons, and positioning himself as anti-war. So there was a time when everybody thought, oh, Alex Jones, he's like that left-wing conspiracy theorist. And you're seeing, by the way, again, 1995, that's the era even before the Bush era, of course, early 2000s was the Bush era. But man, it's crazy to see, isn't it? But obviously over time, when Trump came along, he sort of hitched his wagon to Trump and went full, MAGA, fake populism. And under Obama, of course, it felt like he had somewhat reasonable criticisms of George W. Bush, Under Obama, he went full, like, you're a demon. I remember him covering a segment where there was a fly that landed on Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama, and he thought that was evidence that, like, they're demonically possessed. We've covered more Alex Jones segments than probably anybody in new media. I mean, you type in Secular Talk Alex Jones and just have a field day. Go watch the 100 segments where we covered things that Alex Jones said. But, yeah.
Because you're a bully, Kyle. You're a bully, and you were bullying Alex Jones. He was an easy target for you, because he was lying. It's true.
Time has not been kind to this man, that's for sure. Not only not been kind to his look...
But you know what, Kyle? You should punch up, bro, not down. Take some advice from your friend Jimmy Dore, who's no longer your friend.
But has not been kind to his ideology. Because he went from somewhat lefty and clearly his feet were on the ground to floating up there in space somewhere, touching Neptune and...
That's true.
Making incoherent arguments and saying creepy things like this.
That's true. That's true. So I give Kyle credit when he deserves it, and I will knock Kyle down when he deserves it as well, because sometimes Kyle misses facts. And to say Alex Jones, was supposedly a good-looking guy, or people claim he was a good-looking guy, and not be able to just sit there for yourself, Kyle, and look at something. Look at an orange and say that's an orange. Look at a Volvo and say that's a Volvo. Look at a good-looking man and say that's a good-looking man. That's the kind of guy I would see on the cover of a magazine. That's the kind of a guy I would see trying to sell me something on TV. Or that's the kind of guy I would see as a newscaster or a podcaster with a huge following. It's an inability to see the truth anymore, and Kyle is slowly falling down this hole where he can't see it for what it is. All he's got is blue flags around him now. And that cuck bitch, that cunt that he says is his buddy, the Rational National, he just wants to suck that dude's dick. I mean, that guy is just as bad. I watched just a segment from that dude not too long ago just to see where he was at, and I was like, this is fucking pathetic. I was like, I can't watch this shit. This guy's he's so narrative. That means he's not being honest with you. That means he's trying to alter the facts or alter his perspective even, just so it kind of, it coincides with what Joe Biden is pushing down your fucking throats. This is where Kyle is headed. He's becoming a shit lib right in front of us. I don't like to see it. Richie Medhurst is live. Graham Elwood is live. Grammy Graham. With Ron Placone. With only 113 people watching. Thumbs up. Oh, they already got 92 thumbs ups, though.
Like 5 times.
Everyone gave a thumbs up.
I hope to see him soon. My wife has never seen the E Street Band, so I'm hoping that's something we can do together at some point when he tours again.
Cappy just put in the chat, Ron, listen to Thunder Road live at the Hammersmith Odeon London 75. Perfection.
Oh, yeah. I will. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, some of those shows, I've seen some of the live footage from, 76 and stuff. They released some of it not too long ago, but, yeah, I've heard, those shows from,
What the fuck's going on? This always happens when I watch Ron and Graham. I'm trying to say them, but their names at the same time. Rom.
73, and then when Born to Run was released.
When I watch these two guys, it always does that.
Was 75, I think, and then the Born to Run tours around that time. Those were just top-notch shows from start to finish. So I've been told. So
I hate that motherfucker.
Totally.
He's one of those guys I gotta see.
You gotta see him. Yeah,
fuck him! He sucks! I hate him!
Second to none.
Highways brown with broken nails, left hand for drive. I defend because there's no place left to hide. Together we all live
Street Band.
Fuck the
His book
East
was
Street
pretty
Band,
good.
Ron.
I liked his book.
Love you. Hey, no disrespect.
I remember too when we would go on the road, and anytime we'd have a rental car that had a Sirius XM satellite, we'd listen to what's his name, who was in Sopranos, that was in the East Street Band.
Steven Van Zandt.
You know, I'm always suspect of musicians who like singers who are horrible fucking singers.
He, became an actor and a screenwriter.
Fucking go live, man.
And that's kind of like what radio used to be about before it all got homogenized and like it's a bunch of computers now. But that used to be what radio
God, I
really
hate
was.
fucking Bruce
And now
Springsteen
that's
so
sort of
bad.
that's sort of a dying thing, because even like
He
music
cries
my
when he
age,
fucking
that was something we had
sings.
to seek out. That was kind of before our time, even. So
Here,
younger
little girl,
generation,
is your
how do
daddy
you not think
home
about
to
that
go
sort of
and
thing? That might
leave
be
you
something that
all
totally
alone?
passed them completely.
You
They
know
just
I'm a
never
child
really were exposed to it.
molester.
Yeah, they should. And they should
yeah,
because they
I'm
should
a
listen to
rapist.
those Sirius XM.
guys like
channels,
that?
'cause that's
I'm a
what
rapist?
I grew up with was the DJ.
Fucking
Was the
pink
curator,
Cadillac,
the
pink
radio
Cadillac,
DJ
moving
would,
down the street.
played
Pink Cadillac.
their
What,
style of
dude?
music and,
Your
and,
music sucks.
And you get the late night guys
God, I
or the
fucking
weekend
hate
guy
Bruce
who really
Springsteen.
wanted to tell you a story about this song and this album and how it was made.
Wow, beautiful
I
sunset
remember
tonight.
that. Especially too when I would listen
Beautiful.
to like jazz stations. They would
Just
really
barely see it out there.
talk about the jazz stations.
Right
I
there.
love that, especially when I moved to Chicago
Sunset.
from Wisconsin when I was 12. The jazz
Beautiful
stations
night.
would like,
Oh.
tell you this whole. There were certain shows,
God,
and
love
then there
to
was a
get a
really
good
good jazz
picture
station
for
in
once.
LA when I moved to LA, and they would have like Friday nights were salsa night, and they'd play salsa music and tell you the story about that, and then they had a big band DJ and just played big band and would tell you about Benny Goodman and all this, like it was really, and the old school rock guys were like that too, and that's what Steven Van Zandt brought back to those, and you turned me on to that channel.
Cool, man.
When we were on the road,
Yeah.
and they would tell great stories about the history of the music and the band, and this guy came in, and it was just really.
Especially Steven, dude. I mean, when he's on the mic, he is like an encyclopedia of music, and he's a really good DJ. Like, he has a really good voice for it, and he's just really, he's just a really likable guy on the mic, and it's just, it's so cool. Like, that station is just such a brilliant station, and like, I used to have Sirius, I don't anymore, and it's like the one thing I really miss is that station. Like, that was the only station I listened to eventually. Like, it was just like, I'm sure there was other good stuff, but I just love that station, and I just, like, would only listen to that.
Yeah. I would listen to, you turned me on to that channel, then I would listen to the Pearl Jam channel, and then I would listen to various, like,
Well, Pearl Jam.
the
Let's talk
90s
about.
at 9.
Let's talk about Pearl Jam.
Whatever.
Let's talk about Pearl Jam.
9 on 90s, or each one of the
Jeff
channels would have,
Jason
and I would listen to
Weekland,
baseball.
Paul
That's right.
H,
So I could listen to baseball when I drive
Trendy
around.
Phillip. Yo, Jeff Jason Weekland, what's up, buddy?
How about, all right, let's everybody hit the like button, share this out on your social media, ladies and gentlemen, and I will answer the Rockfin tips when we're done with this section, and then I do have a segment that I will be doing. All right, here's my movie, Ron Placone. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Don't look in the chat.
No, I'm not looking in the chat. Is that one of the Star Wars? No?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is? You will never find a more wretched... Obi-Wan said that, so it's a new movie.
Yes!
Yeah, baby! Holy shit, we both nailed it this time.
Oh my god!
It's never happened.
We've never had both guys get it out of the gate. That's amazing.
It's when he goes to the cantina, right? Like, they go to the cantina, and that he says that to Luke, right? Like, he's like, you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah, they're up before they go into Mos Eisley, and he goes, Mos Eisley, you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah.
And then they go in, and that's when he does the Jedi mind trick.
Yes.
He's like,
he gets them in
you
there.
don't need to see his passes or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. These aren't
Yes.
the droids you're looking for.
Yes, and he takes the droids. And I think in like when they released the unedited version of that movie, Han Solo meets with Jabba the Hutt
Let's talk about Pearl
Yes.
Jam.
around that same time.
You
You
love
probably
Naves,
saw.
Jimmy Shark?
You obviously didn't see the original first. You saw the re-release in the '90s, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a scene that they shot in the original, which is This Is Star Wars: A New Hope, which was the first one. It came out in 1977, broke all these box office records, and it was just some guy in a hat, and they were like, George Lucas was like, this Jabba, he couldn't figure out like what Jabba was supposed to look like, and he just didn't like the footage. So then, by the time they got to Return of the Jedi, which by the way was originally titled, you know what the original title of Return of the Jedi was?
I do not.
Revenge of the Jedi.
Huh.
But
that's not the Jedi way.
they don't have revenge. So George
Yeah,
Lucas
they're not.
quickly changed it. So if you have any poster that says Revenge of
I'm
the
going to try
Jedi,
to debate this
very,
girl
very
on
valuable
defunding the
in
police.
you know, in that world. In the, what is it, Mementos or...
Collector.
Huh. I lost him again. I don't know what's going on with their feed. Why does this only happen when I'm watching them? My cat peed on a $1 million Star Wars comic. $1 million Star Wars comic? Come on, man. How would a comic book be worth $1 million? Are there comic books that are even worth $1 million? Is that even a thing? Like, what's the most expensive comic book out there? How expensive is that?
Collectors.
Like a $3 million comic book or something?
Stuff.
You
I mean, a
know?
lot of those original figures are probably worth a couple bucks at this point.
Oh God, I had all of them as a kid. I mean, I would be if I kept.
Skip forward
I
to
don't
the
know if it was
live.
Stan Winston, but might have been one of these like very famous Hollywood like creature puppetry guys, right?
Yeah.
So they created what Jabba the Hutt was. So the first time we ever saw Jabba,
Oh, I said
was
$3 million,
in,
right?
And
Just
he's
doing
this
this,
big gross
folks.
monster,
I don't
and
think
that
comic
was
books are
great.
really
So
that
then they
expensive.
did
The most
re-release in
expensive
the
one was
90s.
$3.25
Now,
million.
20 years
That's
later,
the biggest
they had
one.
the computer
This
technology
chick in
to
chat's like,
digitize
yeah, my
this. So
cat
went
peed
back
on
to
$1
the
million
original
Star
scene
Wars
of Han
comic.
Solo
I ain't
talking
buying that
to
shit.
Jabba and digitized in a big Jabba the Hutt. And that was all the and then put in all the new
And
stuff.
why would you have
that was my
something worth $1
complaint
million somewhere where a cat could pee
Although
on
I-
it?
Well,
You
the
didn't dig it.
I was so.
Why wouldn't that thing
confused
be
because
like
I was
in
oh
a
my God,
case,
this
on the
is-
wall,
I was
in a
fucking
safe?
That
I
was
was like,
badass, man.
it
You know,
was
there's so many
nuts.
things wrong with her bullshit
There was
story.
things that was cool to see, like that scene and some cool stuff that George Lucas added. I think
gonna tell her.
certain scenes he might have added too much stuff, like the scene where they come into Mos Eisley and Obi-Wan that we were talking about goes, these are the droids you're looking for. There's all this stuff flying around. Like they put that.
I just said,
particular
yeah,
scene
sure.
Got a little too busy for me, but overall, I loved seeing Han talk to Jabba the Hutt. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was a neat scene. I don't remember like all the other.
Oh, she won't come
details
on the
of
live?
it, but I remember.
How-
Like,
you
there
know this
being a
already?
few kind of Easter eggy type things where you'd be like, oh, that's like it'd be like a certain character walking by that you didn't even originally see at that time, but you saw them in the. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty neat, especially to see on like the big screen and stuff. But you know, especially after the lackluster that would follow with those newer movies.
Those prequels are
So
so.
the enthusiasm was short-lived.
It
We've
was
talked
so
the
cool.
prequels before.
Oh,
Episode 3 is the only one I think's okay. I like.
She's
episode
gone, I
3.
guess.
And then the 7, 8, 9 I thought were okay, but 1 and 2, that was rough. That was rough.
1 and 2 is the hype leading up to 1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, it
George
was a lot. I mean,
Lucas-
I remember that, man. I mean, dude, like.
She says, it was a giant Star Wars comic my dad had shrink wrapped. I wanted to read it. Opened it, and the cat had his way with it. I cried. Whatever. She says she was 13 years old.
Like, it was like
Whatever.
Are you going to see Star Wars this weekend? It was like, where are you going?
Oh,
To see Star Wars this weekend, and it wasn't just the comic book kids. It was everybody. It was everybody from the captain of there wasn't a football team. I was too young, but it was everybody from like the coolest kid in school to like everyone. Everyone was going.
I was living in LA already at that time, and the Chinese theater, there were people camped out for weeks to get to the opening. Like, camped out on Hollywood Boulevard to watch that movie. It was nuts. It was the hype about it was so nuts. And we were all just like, all my friends were saying the same thing, like, where are we going to see this? How are we going to do it? Like, what are we going to, like, people were going crazy. And
then they saw the movie.
Yeah, and everyone kind of walked out like, yeah, it was all right.
Okay, I mean, I guess that they're building for, the next one's going to be really good. The next one's going to be, that was like, in some ways, that was like the 2020, 2021 of film. Really, when you think about it. Like the episode 1, that was 2020. And we're like, well, this is good. The 2021 was episode 2. So, on this pace, I'm going to find episode 3 tolerable. I'm going to think it's okay. The fight scene with Anakin and Obi-Wan, that was a badass fight scene.
Yes, it
I
was.
enjoyed that. I thought that movie was alright.
$25,000, most expensive Star Wars comic ever sold.
But I thought it
The
was
first Star Wars comic was released July
And
77,
that's
quickly
another
became a
one.
must-have for any
Either
collector.
love it,
The
like, people
35-cent
like
variant
that,
is
like,
far
you
harder to
know,
find and in the highest possible
or they
conditions.
still hate
Could
it.
make you
All
enough to
three
buy
of
your
them
very
hate it.
own land speeder.
And I'm a little
The best
between,
copy
like,
to
I
ever
thought it
sell
was decent. I
made
didn't love it.
$25,000.
Yeah.
I could buy that. I could
could
literally buy one of those right now. I could literally afford to buy the most expensive Star Wars comic.
You probably had it on
This
Comic
bitch
Book.
is a fucking liar in the chat. I just called her on her bullshit. She told the whole chat that her cat pissed on $1 million Star Wars comic when she was 13.
Very funny guy has a podcast called Steel.
Hey,
Wars.
Nace,
He's just
you
like
may be right.
a Star
I know
Wars
I'm
super
right.
fan.
I
He knows
Googled
so
that
much about
shit.
it. I feel like I barely know anything when I'm talking to him. And we've had discussions about the prequels.
I Googled that shit. People say shit. They don't think you're going to look it up.
I always think
Yeah, my
people
cat
don't
pissed
look
on
it
$1
up.
million Star Wars comic.
I always say they're not prequels. They are
No, it didn't.
Educational videos about
It did.
galactic trade.
It wasn't worth $1 million. It wasn't even worth $250,000. It wasn't even worth $1/8
That's like...
It was worth $1/16 of $1 million.
Like when
That's what it was worth, if that.
They're like, there just wasn't
That's
a
all
Super
it could have been worth. $1/16 of $1 million.
There wasn't a Super Bowl that year. They just did like with Star Wars prequels. What prequels? Those were that wasn't a thing. That was a made-for-TV moment. That's all that was.
I acknowledge.
I exposed her in front of
some
139 people in
type
chat. Not a single
media
person in chat had
content
said a
was
thing about it.
made using the Star Wars names, but they were not Star Wars movies. Like I said, they were educational videos, and that's what I will stand by. That has always been the truth. That will be the truth. That's how I'm going to think.
When I was in third grade, this group of kids made a Star Wars club, and to get into the club, you had to pass a test. They gave you this test, and I was not in the club. They were like, "Do you want to try?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to take a test to be in your club."
I'm sure you had to be a virgin, right, to be in that club?
Well, we were like 8, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that was a pretty
Good.
good.
That's good.
But yeah, I mean, I was like, I don't need to be in your club if I. But they really, they noticed that there was a big, heavy guy to girl ratio. In fact, it was all guys, no girls.
No.
So yeah, right. So they really wanted a girl in the club. So they asked this girl to be, and she's like, I don't. They're like, please, will you? And she's like, okay. And they're like, you have to take this test. She's like, I don't know anything about Star Wars. So they gave her all the answers as she was taking the test.
Come on.
Like one of the members was like just giving her all the answers, and she's like, okay. And then so she finished the test, and she gave it to another guy who clearly had no idea what was happening, and he was like, oh, you got 100%. You're in our club. We got our Princess Leia. Now we can do all the movies.
Oh man, that's
That's
fantastic.
I remember that. When you were talking about, like people knowing a bunch about Star Wars, I remembered that. Because I remember like seeing the test. I didn't take
That's
it.
funny, Billy. I
And,
see you in there.
A couple of the answers I knew. A couple of them I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Like one of the questions was like, is there an E-wing? Which at the time I was like, no, there's not. But now I think there actually is. I think there is an E-wing, isn't there? Isn't that a thing?
An E-wing,
Is that a thing or no?
like a fighter.
Yeah, was there an E-wing or was there not? These,
Yeah,
I mean,
X-wing.
dude, these. Well, yeah, I know there was an X-wing, but that would have been too. So it was like, is there an E-wing? And I don't. But I thought there was multiple wings.
She's asking me the value of comics now.
Question.
I'm like,
I
Google
feel
that
like
shit. It's gonna
these
stop you from
8-year-olds
spinning
are
more
different with
yarns.
their questions.
Miss $1 Million Star
Those
Wars
knowledgeable
comic
group of 8-year-olds
that your cat peed on.
They were really trying to make sure you had the Star Wars knowledge pack before they.
Dude, and if her father told her that thing was worth $1 million because the cat peed on it, he's a fucking piece of shit too. That was a good joke.
in our 20s,
Did you hear the way what I did there, pal? Did you guys catch that?
like as a full-grown adult, and then like almost once a year, maybe we would play. My buddies would come over, and I have the original Star Wars on.
Now you have 5
VHS
wives in your own religion, Billy.
and we would play.
Billy's in the chat having fun with
background
me.
while we would play Star Wars Monopoly. We did this well into our 30s. This was
like you should.
Yeah, it was the most, and I would do it to this day if I had this. If I still had the Star Wars game, if I still had it.
Hey, Nick.
I mean, yeah, dude. Why not? What were some of the properties you could get on Star Wars Monopoly? Is it like, you landed on
The
Ewok
trash
Village,
compactor.
That's mine.
You landed in the
Yeah, it
trash
was like that. It
compactor.
was like,
That's badass, dude.
yeah, it was awesome. It was like Tatooine was one of them. I mean, it was all that stuff, and you could be a TIE
Lucy!
fighter. You could be the Millennium Falcon. You could be, So what's Lucy's favorite Star Wars?
Darth Vader.
She likes Empire. I mean, she's a cat. She's like, I kind of like it when the good guys don't win.
Exactly. I said Darth Vader,
It
right?
proves my theory on humanity really fucking things up.
When I was a kid, and I didn't understand, 3-act structure, and that basically Empire was just Act 2. The end of Empire Strikes Back, spoiler alert, folks.
If you haven't
where-
seen it,
If you haven't seen it,
I'm sure
Darth
you were
Vader's-
just about to get around to it.
I saw the original Star Wars in the movie theater, I think 14 times with me and my friends. Like, we saw it.
Still
all the
tweeting
time.
that girl to get her to debate me
And we
about
would play it all the time.
defunding the police.
And then when Empire Strikes Back came out, so I was about 10 or 11 years old when that movie came out. And when they say at the end of that, I was just like, what is going on? I was like, they didn't win. The Empire's winning. Darth Vader's Luke's dad. Like, I was like, I don't buy it. Darth Vader, we can't trust him. Me and my friends were just in a tailspin that whole summer. Like, what is going on? Like, this is just like,
It
I
fucks
was
up
just,
your whole universe. Like,
It
do you want to go to the
totally-
pool? No! What the fuck? Luke's dad? I'm not going anywhere.
his hand got cut off. Like, what happened? Like, the end of the first one, they blew up the Death Star. Everybody wins. Like, what's going on? It's just mayhem. The universe is in chaos. I can't sit there and just
Was that where Spock was old?
while everything's just collapsing around me. Like, what do you expect?
Starboat.
I was really shook up by that. We were just like, me and my friends, we debated, like, discussed it ad nauseum. Just like, I don't know. There's no way. I was just like, I don't trust Darth Vader, man. I just don't. Like,
You were
It
thinking,
was-
I think he's the bad guy.
yeah.
You were,
When he
Man.
said, I'm your father, I couldn't handle it. I was
can
like,
see, I didn't have. In a way, I kind of got like I don't want to say gypped, but I had
Jeff,
an unfortunate
um,
sequence. I saw Empire Strikes Back.
Jeff is asking where everyone is in the chat from. There's only 7 people in the chat. All right, I'm from Orlando and I live in Northern California. Paul H is in the UK. Billy's in Tennessee. Karen is in San Diego. Nick is in Georgia. Phil, Trendy Phil, I don't know where he is. Kimberly Starks, hi, I missed you. Hey, Kimberly, I hope you're still here. Hippie Chick is in Florida. You're in, Philip is in Chicago. My bad, Philip. I think you're the only one. I didn't know where you were at. Oh, and Teula, I didn't know you were still here. Teula's in NorCal with me.
See all the Star Wars
I knew that.
movies, so
I know where you are.
My mom would take me grocery shopping, and this was like, remember how sometimes grocery stores would have like a little video rental section? Like that used to be a thing. So this is when that was still a thing. So there'd be this video rental section. They didn't have a ton of movies, but they did have all the Star Wars movies.
Huh.
So I was like, Mom, can I? And I grabbed one of the Star Wars movies, and I was like, Can I get this? And my mom was like, No. And I said, Why not? And he goes, Well, because we have all three of them at home. You could just watch it at home. And I was like, Yay! So then like I watched Empire again because I was like, Well, I need to retain this. And then I watched the first one. So I kind of went backwards and then forward. And Return of the Jedi was my favorite one. I like that one the best. But as a little kid,
A fully
that has the
Luke.
most action. Like that has the most fight scenes and stuff. So when you're a kid, I feel like that's the one you're going to connect with.
It's also you've got a fully formed Jedi Luke.
Right.
You've got we finally meet the Emperor, who is like one of the best villains of all time in cinema. Like,
Totally.
I'm afraid the shield generator will be quite operational when your friends arrive. Like, he's awesome, that scene. God, then he's sitting there with the lightsaber. He's like, oh, you want this?
Yeah.
That's right. Let the hatred flow. Go ahead and strike me down, boy. Like, he's awesome.
1 hour ago, that girl was all trying to debate us about defunding the police on Twitter, and she won't respond to any of my tweets now. Where I'm like, where are you? Aren't you coming on the show? You want to debate this? Let's fucking do it. Defund the police? Let's talk about that.
Saves his friends and still wins despite the trepidations of Yoda and a celestial ghost Obi-Wan.
Oh wait, wasn't it? No, that's not right. In Empire, that's when he defies Yoda, and then he gets his ass kicked.
Well, yeah, he gets his ass kicked.
In Return of the Jedi, Yoda just like, that's a really funny meme. Do you ever see that meme where they're just like, now that I'm a parent, I understand why Yoda just got so tired of answering Luke's questions. He just dies. Another spoiler. That's a really funny meme. I'm sure y'all have seen it online.
Yeah. Well, that's also where we get this weird, bizarro logic from Obi-Wan.
Right, Nick?
Where he's like, why didn't you tell me Darth Vader was my dad? He's like, well, from a certain point of view. He just gives this
that was
bullshit
fucking
double.
weird. Yeah, that was some bullshit.
Just,
That was some bullshit. Why didn't you tell me Leia was my sister before I had this awkward kiss with her? Why didn't you tell me any of this? You freaking weirdo! Like I just wanted to let it play out naturally, young Skywalker.
like, well, Anakin Skywalker had ceased to exist in Darth Vader, so from a certain point of view, I was telling, like, okay, that sounds like some corporate double talk, like a corporate.
That
lawyer
was
just-
that was some bullshit. Yeah.
Yo, Best Godin, where are you at? Are you watching? Why aren't you saying anything? Why don't we do this debate? You know? I'll give you a Zoom chat link. You just got to respond to me on Twitter.
Forever. Like, okay, that's
All right.
You know what
All
I'm saying.
right.
You know what I asked you. You know what I asked you. All right, dude. Well, I know you got to run. Is there anything else?
Dude, I can't believe we both did really good this time. Man.
You're so funny.
Folks might be a little disappointed. Like, oh, they both got it, like, immediately, pretty much.
Yeah, it just, when we get it immediately, there's no joking around about the guy not knowing it. Now we just go into
Now we
trivia.
just talk about this stuff.
Yeah, we just had a music and movie podcast about Springsteen and Star Wars.
We just talk about the stuff we like. Well, yeah, I'll let everybody know since we...
Why is it cutting off again, man? Hey, Josh
did a lot of
Godfrey.
movie-centric talk. I am still trying to raise the funds for my movie, so please do check it out. You can go to GoFundMe.com, type in Left at Wall, and check out my movie trailer. And if you are able and want to make a contribution, please consider it. There's all kinds of cool perks. You get backstage footage and behind-the-scenes footage as we're making the movie. You also get a shout-out on Get Your News On with Ron. I give everyone a thank you. You can get your name in the credits. We're going to do a virtual screening, so there's all kinds of cool stuff. Please do check it out. Even if you can't, if you can contribute, that's great. But even if you can't, please watch it anyway. I mean, watch the trailer. Check it out. We're looking forward to making it. And, follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone, YouTube Ron Placone, Rockfin Ron Placone, RonPlacone.com, where someday there's going to be tour dates. Someday.
Maybe we'll be in Europe next spring.
That'd be nice.
Or Australia. No. Although Australia's going to do some crazy fucking lockdown shit.
Yeah, who knows?
No longer going to
what's gonna
cannabis.
happen.
Cannabis is just for all. Cheers, everybody.
Anything can happen, Graham.
Anything can happen, Ron. And if you try to make plans, you should know this will not stand because it will all change.
Yeah. Crazy.
Crazy times. Well, dude, thanks for... and we'll do the game show next week, next Thursday, 7 o'clock Pacific time. Anything can happen with Rob Licott and Graham Elwood next Thursday, so check that out, folks.
All right, buddy. Be well. See you soon.
All right, dude. Have a good night.
Peace, everybody.
Later. Rob Licott, everybody. Let's go over to Rockfin. Annalise Garcia. What's up, Annalise? Annalise was at the show in Burbank, and we actually met in person for the first time. We've only known each other virtually, talking during this pandemic and never seeing each other live. So she came to our show in Burbank. She was in the front row. It was so great. We took a photo. I put it out there. Susie Dawson was like really happy. It was really awesome to meet Annalise. It was good to see Graham and Ron at their Flapper show, my first comedy show in 2 years, and I couldn't.
I don't want to talk about my outdoor grow.
Awesome. Check out Annalise on Rockfin. She was deplatformed like earlier this year, and so you can only see her at rockfin.com. So it's another great reason to sign.
I talked about the grow at the beginning of the show. Really upset because Mark lied to me about what kind of plants those were. And they're all kinds, and they're growing all kinds of ways, and I'm fucking really disappointed in it. And I gotta wait. One of these is obviously a long strain. It's gonna take a long time. One of the other ones is finishing up faster.
We do Dublin, and then we do. There's a lot of.
And they're not fucking OG Kush.
Clubs that we're starting.
Okay, what else is going on here? Let me see who else is live here on YouTube. Cushman is still live? I hope so. Let's go back over there, man. Why didn't his live show come up? I guess he's not live. Huh. It's not bringing it up. Oh, let me scroll down. 22 minutes ago. Yeah, he just stopped. He just stopped 22 minutes ago. Richard Medhurst is live. He's stopped too. He's no longer live. Okay. Let me refresh the page. Oh, he is still live. AOC votes present on funding Israeli Iron Dome. Yeah, I can't get too upset about AOC. She fucked everybody, dude. She is the next... Her whole plan was to become Nancy Pelosi. Does he do super chats? I might tell him that. Her whole plan was to become Nancy Pelosi, and damn anybody that stood in her fucking way. You know?
Going to receive nuclear submarines. Nuclear submarines are not diesel powered, as the name suggests. They're nuclear powered, right? They run on high enriched uranium. So the uranium needed to power them is 90%. 90%, which is weapons grade effectively, right? It's very close to weapons grade. And no one seems to care, right? And Iran and Australia are both signatories of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty.
I'd like to go down there with a flashlight to see how the buds are looking, actually.
Very weird. Both of these things, actually, are permitted under the NPT. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you are a signatory of the NPT, you are allowed to have a civilian nuclear program. You are also allowed to use nuclear energy. Let me read this to you over here. This is from APLN, but they're citing the NPT. They say the NPT does not prohibit non-nuclear weapon states from non-explosive military uses of nuclear material. The principal example being the operation of naval propulsion reactors. Okay? So that's a nuclear submarine. Sorry, I switched to the wrong screen, I just realized. Okay, hold on, I'm going to switch it back. Excuse me. I'm going to read it to you again. Here we go. So the NPT does not prohibit non-nuclear weapon states from non-explosive military uses.
You guys, my channel has 25,606 subscribers, right? It says in the last 28 days I've had -1 subscriber. And yeah, they're not deleting subscribers.
Right? To use nuclear submarines under the NPT. But for some reason, people are only making a fuss about Iran. And the thing that is so crazy is that under the JCPOA, so under the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, and also the additional protocol, Iran had to limit its uranium enrichment to 3.67% over 15 years. And they did this. This is verified by the IAEA inspectors from the International Atomic Energy Agency in Vienna. Under the additional protocol, they could go anywhere they like.
I'm not interested in this right now. I feel like I have another personality taking over right now, and it's not interested in what's going on this screen. AOC cries on House floor. Glenn Greenwald exposes her hypocrisy. It's a 2-hour video. "12-year-old gets COVID vaccine as birthday gift." Whatever. It's fucking the stupidest thing I ever heard. He's 12, man. Give him something nice. Give him a goddamn drone. There's nothing here. Let me see if anything popped up in the news since the last time I checked. Lost my fucking audience. My main channel's down, and all those cuck bitches didn't fucking subscribe to any of my other channels. You know, what can I fucking do? Brian Laundrie left home without phone or wallet. 14 injured from a shooting, 1 dead in a Kroger in Memphis. Lauren Boebert used campaign funds for rent and utilities. Oops. Not supposed to do that. Not supposed to do that. Tropical Storm Sam. Fossilized footprints show humans made it to North America much earlier than first thought. So they thought that humans were in North America 16,000 years ago. So add 7,000 years to that. Humans were here 23,000 years ago in North America. 23,000 years, not 16,000. Yeah, 7,000. They were 7,000 years off because they found these footprints. They're footprints, human footprints, and they dated them. Wow, dude. Dude, these footprints are insane. It's almost as if the people back then knew to do this. Like, hey man, there's this fucking mud. Let's go walk in it, and years from now, people will find it. And they'll be able to tell. Look at that shit. It's like they intentionally did that. That's not that. I don't know if that's two people walking across, which it could be. Yeah. Yeah. Those are two sets. That's a man and a woman, I think, walking together. Two different people. It's amazing, huh? Bennett and his colleagues were able to accurately date 61 footprints by radiocarbon dating layers of aquatic plant seeds that had been preserved above and below the footprints. The prints, which were discovered in the Teula Basin in White Sands National Park, were made 21,000 to 23,000 years ago, the researchers found. They were mostly teenagers and children that made those footprints. We're living in New Mexico at the height of the last ice age. At the height of the last ice age. There were humans here. I wonder how cold North America was during that time. Between 19,000 and 26,000 years ago, a period known as the last glacial maximum, two massive ice sheets covered the northern third of the continent and reached as far south as New York City, Cincinnati, and Des Moines, Iowa. The ice and cold temperatures would have made a journey between Asia and Alaska impossible during that time, meaning the people who made the footprints likely arrived much earlier. It's the first unequivocal site and a good data point that places people in the American Southwest around the last glacial maximum. Now, it's important because it allows you to look at older sites and more controversial sites with a different light. One such site is the Chiquihue Cave in Zacatecas in central Mexico, where flaked stone tools shaped by humans that date back 30,000 years ago have been found. David Rachel, a geoarchaeology consultant who has worked with the human and animal trackways in Tularosa Basin for 8 years, said the footprint dates provided by Bennett and his team looked extremely solid, with seeds providing very reliable and precise ages through radiocarbon dating. Plus, these dates come from seed layers located above and below the trackway surface, which brackets the track-forming event. You could not ask for a better setup, said Rachel, who was not involved in the study. However, he said it was puzzling that no artifacts, such as stone tools, had been found in the area. These tracks suggest that people were in New Mexico way earlier than expected. This is a theme that is gaining some serious traction in the literature. However, we need to be cautious and more research needs to be done before we start doing a lot of arm waving, Rachel said. So these people were alive when there were woolly mammoths walking around with them. The footprints were likely made in soft ground at the edge of a wetland. Wind possibly blew dust over the surface, silting the prints, Bennett said. Hunter-gatherers, he said, would have done a lot more than 10,000 steps a day, meaning at least a few footprints would survive in the fossil record. Wow, dude. Here's another picture, guys. Look at that. From the feet of babes. It's fucking psychotic. They were speaking to us with their feet. And to think 100 years of industrial technological advancements will be the thing to destroy it all. Unless we drastically change. So, the movie 10,000 BC was correct. Learning. There's been people here for thousands of years. You think they had air conditioning? Quit crying. Alright. 9 and 14-year-olds made those footprints. Tracks of mammoths, giant ground sloth, dire wolves, and birds are all present at the site as well. One hypothesis for this is that division of labor in which adults are involved in skilled tasks, whereas fetching and carrying are delegated teenagers. The children accompany the teenagers, and collectively they leave a higher number of footprints that preferentially recorded in the fossil record. Yeah, well, here's my question. Why are you just finding these footprints now, all of a sudden? The prints which were discovered in White Sands National Park. It doesn't say when they were discovered. Jesus fucking Christ. It's amazing that they preserved that, man, that people didn't ruin that shit and walk all over it or just think that it was something from more recent time. Wow, man, that's an amazing discovery. You got to really appreciate some shit like that. How the fuck did people live in the desert then? 9 and 14-year-olds, that's the first human trafficking. It's been hiding them for 7,000 years. 7,000 years. This was 23,000 years ago. These footprints were left 23,000 years ago. It's amazing. Wow, it's fucking breathtaking, man. It's fucking, dude, that doesn't amaze you. Holy shit. Turn on two-step verification by November 1st, 2021, or you will lose access to YouTube Studio. Have you guys seen that shit yet? Holy shit. That sucks. Two-step verification, man? That's bullshit, dude. Required. Like my channel is worth anything to anybody anyway. You guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. We almost went 2 hours on this one. I'm sorry that I just can't get more people here. You know? 14 channels ain't enough. So, 25,606 people subscribe to the big channel, and there's 9 people here. Would have enjoyed to have that debate with that girl, but she ignored me on Twitter, I guess, so that would have been cool in front of 9 audience members. This Kyle Cuck right now, I'm dying. Phil's Garden, thank you, buddy. There's no video here to show. What is this? A link to this live video right now? I need you guys to make clips of me when I'm funny and good. This is pathetic. I'm pathetic, dude. This is fucking sad. I love you guys. Take care, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye, guys. Thank you, Nick. Hashtag keep it open. Bye, guys. I can't believe it's only fucking 8 o'clock at night. Nobody's fucking here, man. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Where's all my friends at, man? Cat wants in. Here's a video about Lauren Boebert breaking campaign finance laws. You guys interested in that? I am. I'd probably watch this after I turn the show off. So I'll just go ahead and watch it with y'all. How about that? All 8 of you. Everybody else can fuck off as far as I'm concerned.
Back to Capitol Hill, here's another look at the House Republicans who stage a mask-free walk to the Senate today where masks are not required. They're against the new mask rule for the House put in place by the chamber's attending physician, a doctor. Yesterday, on the first day of the mask requirement for the House, at least 24 Republicans were seen defying it, including Congresswoman Lauren Boebert. That same day, a witness told CNN that Boebert threw a mask back at a House staffer when she was offered one. Boebert's office said she simply slid the mask across the table. Back in her district in western Colorado and southern parts of the state, according to CDC, several counties are hot zones for COVID with a high case count. Tonight, our Gary Tuckman takes us to Moffat County, Colorado, in the northwest corner of the state, where the vaccination rate is low and the cases high. Here's Gary's report.
Congresswoman Lauren Boebert is a flamethrower on Twitter, saying things like COVID-19 mutated into communism a long time ago, and the easiest way to make the Delta variant go away is to turn off CNN and vote Republican, a tweet she later deleted. And at a speech at CPAC, where she implied that federal workers would bring vaccines to people's homes, something that is not being done.
Don't come knocking on my door with your Fauci ouchie. You leave us the hell alone.
And then there was this tweet, trotting out Hitler and his Third Reich. Biden has deployed his needle Nazis to Mesa County, which is one of the counties in her district. What was she thinking with that tweet and the other things she has written and said? We went to Capitol Hill to ask her.
Representative Boebert, quick question for you. Why did you use the term needle Nazis on your Twitter feed? Were you trying to make fun of people? Were you likening them to Hitler, the pandemic heroes? Any comment at all?
The tragic fact
he gets her all the time right there. It's hilarious.
District is now a COVID hot zone.
And that's exactly what she always does. She just keeps walking.
You're in the mostly rural 3rd Congressional
That's
District.
fucking great.
Transmission
He's doing
rates
his
are
job.
dangerously high in most of the district's counties.
Need to fucking do that shit.
Vaccination rates low.
It's as bad as we've seen since the beginning.
Memorial Regional Hospital in tiny Craig, Colorado, had to reopen its COVID unit, where people are getting sick and dying. Andy Daniels, who describes himself as a super conservative individual, is the hospital's chief executive officer.
How does it make you feel the way Representative Boebert has treated this pandemic? The masks, the vaccine?
You know, I'm embarrassed for Colorado, too, quite frankly. I'm embarrassed that she is my representative.
So you're the CEO of an important hospital in her district, and you're willing to go out on a limb and say that?
I am. I think if you're going to take a stance in healthcare policy, you might actually want to learn something about healthcare policy.
Dr. Matthew Gregorzeski is the hospital's emergency department chief medical officer.
She comes from a position of power, being an elected official, and I think that people are listening to what she's saying, and a lot of what she's putting out there is ideology that isn't fact, isn't medically sound.
Dude, he's got Iron Lungs McGee's last name.
And it's putting a lot of people at danger, and it's quite honestly costing people lives, and it's frustrating to have to fight against that.
The doctor and CEO would both like a chance to speak to Lauren Boebert.
I wonder how close they were, letter-wise. It could have been the same last name.
And show her things like this. 78-year-old Robert Edwards is a patient in the COVID unit. The husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, who already had comorbidities, was quite sick when he came in.
How are you feeling?
I feel a lot better.
Robert has improved very significantly. Doctors believe the reason for that is because he did receive the COVID vaccine.
Do you think he could have died if he
Why didn't he have a mask on?
A few hours after I sat down with him, Robert was released from the hospital.
I know those are tears of
Why is, if he's got COVID, why isn't he wearing a mask?
It was scary.
Fuck you, douchebag. Wear a mask.
Hospital officials say Representative Boebert has not paid a visit to this hospital to see people like Robert since she was elected to Congress last November. She also would not respond to me when I tried to talk to her one more time as she was leaving the Capitol.
Representative Boebert, I just want to give you one chance to answer the question if you want to.
she's not going to do her job. She's not going to do her job.
A law professor and CNN election law analyst went toe-to-toe with Senator Ted Cruz in a Judiciary Committee hearing in a fiery exchange about the Texas voter ID law. Listen.
Huh. I'm kind of interested in this.
In your judgment, are voter ID laws racist?
Yes, they are.
Tulsa.
Totally. They are totally racist. They serve a racist...
Thank you for that question. So it depends. One thing we have to stop doing is treating all voter ID laws as the same.
Okay, so your answer, I want to move quickly, so it depends is your answer?
Yes, that's my answer.
Okay, so what voter ID laws are racist?
Apologies, Mr. Cruz, your state of Texas, perhaps?
Okay, so you think the entire state of Texas is racist. What about requiring an ID to vote is racist?
So I think, sir, that's pretty reductive. I'm not saying the entire state of Texas is racist.
You just said my state of Texas, so you tell me, what about the Texas voter ID laws is racist?
So the fact that the voter ID law was put into place to diminish the political power of Latinos with racist intent and have been found to have...
You're asserting that. What's your evidence for that?
The federal district court that first resolved the constitutionality of Texas's voter ID law.
Okay, so your view is voter ID laws are racist. How about you, Mr. Yang?
I agree with Professor Tulsa. Voter ID laws can be racist.
Okay, that's two. Mr. Science?
There are some voter ID laws that are racially discriminatory in intent.
That's what I said. The intent of them is to discriminate against black people. That's the intent of voter ID law. That's it. That's period. We don't have a problem with ID in this country. It's not a widespread issue. Whenever you make it mandatory for people to spend money to vote, which is what voter ID is, they got to get in the car, they got to spend gas, they got to get an Uber, they got to get to the DMV, they got to get a voter ID that discriminates against poor people. And in this country, the majority of the poor people who get discriminated against in this fashion are black people. Yeah, it's that easy to explain, folks. And I'm no fucking political scientist.
Joining us now is the professor who brought receipts, Brian Tolson, CNN election law analyst and vice dean of USC Law School. Dean, thank you so much for being with us. I'm going to ask you to do the impossible here, but put yourself in the senator's brain, Ted Cruz's brain there. What is it that you think he was trying to get out of that discussion?
I think he wanted me and my colleagues to be in a fundraising video. He wanted some soundbite of us saying that voter ID laws, which he noted several times throughout the hearing, they have broad support. So he wanted some soundbite saying that we think that they're racist and that they don't further the cause of election.
It's crazy, James.
I refuse to be a soundbite, and my colleagues as well.
It was one of the discussions we had on this show a couple months ago. Stacey Abrams came out on this show and said, there are certain voter ID laws she supports, and people all of a sudden their heads exploded and said, What? Explain this to us so people can understand.
What is that about? What voter ID laws?
What voter ID laws? Yeah, where's the line?
Yeah, this is a great question because I think folks get a little confused about it. My point to the senator was that all voter ID laws are not the same. And Texas has one of the most restrictive voter ID laws in the country, and it really harms communities of color. But voter IDs do not have to be that restrictive. For example, Texas accepts only a limited number of IDs to vote. So if you have a driver's license or an election ID card or a handgun license or military identification, you can vote. But if you have federal ID or state ID or student ID, you can't vote. And it's clearly targeted towards making it harder for the people more likely to have those IDs. The students of color and students more generally tend to skew towards the Democratic Party. And also,
it's really hard to listen to somebody who's sitting in their own fucking home and sounds like they are in a goddamn Nazi Stalag being questioned by fucking torturers. Listen to the tremble in her voice. I can't even listen to her speak. She's so fucking petrified right now. Hey, honey, you're in your own home, okay? You can unplug the computer if you're uncomfortable, okay? You can end this all in 1 second. Don't be nervous. Just let us know how you feel.
Texas has part-time ID issuing offices in rural areas with high concentrations of people of color and people in poverty. Right, so the entire regime is really...
She's got that little trembling lip going on when she's talking, and she's almost got that fucking Eddie Vedder vibrato going, oh, I seem to recognize your face.
heavily targeted to make it very difficult for minorities to get the ID that they actually need in order to cast a ballot. It does not have to be that way. There are other states that have voter ID laws that are less restrictive. For example, South Carolina has a voter ID law that has a reasonable impediment provision that allows voters who have who fill out an affidavit and attest that
She is such a fucking idiot. No law regarding voter ID. She's fucking, she wants voter ID laws? Hey man, you gotta produce identification. There should be no law regarding it. You just gotta have an identification. That's all. How's that? Is that good enough? Fair enough? You can't prove who you are, you don't get to fucking vote. No law. No law regarding fucking voter ID. She's begging for regulation. We don't need regulation. That's why everybody's got a fucking social security number in this goddamn country. Send it to just every social security number via mail. And if it doesn't match up with that, sucks to be you. How about that? You don't get to fucking vote. I don't know why she has to be so regulated. She needs people to rule her. Why is that?
They tried to get the ID. Well, they can vote, right? So there are different ways to do this, and Texas has just chosen the path that leads to disenfranchisement.
You know, when was the first voter ID law passed? I'm just kind of curious. When was the first voter ID law passed in the United States? $1993. Well, how did we make it until 1993, folks? These people are dumb cunts. She is a dumb fucking cunt bitch. 1992, how the fuck did we get through that election? Or 90. You know, 90 or 88, or whenever the fuck the election was. How the fuck did we ever get by without voter ID? How did we do it? How did George Washington get elected? There were no voter ID laws when Abraham Lincoln was elected. Were there? You know? There were no voter ID laws when Jimmy Carter was elected. You know? Or Ford. Or Nixon. They all got elected just fine without these stupid fucking laws. No law regarding voter ID, you stupid fucking cunt bitch. Shut the fuck up. Oh, the voter ID laws here are good. I like the voter ID laws. What? You're begging for regulation? You call yourself an advocate? I call you a stupid fucking cunt. Fucking tremble lip bitch. The fuck? No, this did not start after Trump's dumbass was in office. This started in 1993, bro. It was first introduced in 1993 during a tenure of Chief Election Commissioner T.N. Seshan. Not after Trump's dumbass was in office, James Simon. But nice try. Donald Trump was not in office in 1993 when they passed the first stupid fucking voter ID law. It was 1993, bro. Anyway, I've had enough of tonight, guys. You guys, I love y'all. Take care. I'll see y'all in the morning. Take care, guys. Thanks for participating in the show. You guys, I'll see you in the morning. Bye. I'm down to 7 fucking viewers. That's why I'm leaving. Bye, guys.